been on this journey for 15 years. I've been there for 10. There's been a lot of learnings along the way, and Salesforce has had to adapt to a lot of those changes, right? So, being able to do forensic audits is something that our customers said, look, if we want to do business with you, these are things that we need to be able to address, and we're getting audited, and what does that mean? So I find that I'm in a good, a fortunate position that Salesforce has gone through that journey. What I think is, throughout the table, what became clear to me was, Salesforce is not the only cloud vendor out there. And as a result, there is a trust component that, due diligence, maybe a different word, that needs to happen for you to actually be confident that, when you think about when my users are actually accessing the system, what are they going to do with the data, or what are they capable of doing with the data? How is that data protected? So if you are on what we call a multi-tenants architecture, what are the things in place to ensure that the data isn't commingled? Or what I think is the big challenge, or the new evolution of IT leadership is, cloud is becoming more prevalent. So when something does happen, it always happens. It happens on your on-premise, it happens in the cloud. The question is, when it's on-premise, you have the steps in place that you know what to do. Oh my goodness, this went down, I know to call John, or these are the things that I can do. Where in the cloud, it's not obvious. So that, I think, is kind of an interesting due diligence that all organizations should do, so they understand when something happens, what are the steps that I can take, and what do I need to be thinking about? Because it's not really about the relationship; it's the system's down. Now what? And I think it's the now what that's important to truly understand what the new role is. We have a trust website, trust.salesforce.com. That came out of, quite frankly, a mistake we made. 8 years ago, we moved data centers, did an upgrade, and I forgot what, and we changed we went from Sun to Intel. So those are a lot of changes. We actually went down for, I think it was 4 hours. And from that, the direct feedback from our customers was that A, wasn't good enough. What are you doing? We don't have transparency. And that's what actually spawned trust.salesforce.com. And that's, at any point in time, it's our public SLAs where you can see, our pods, how many transactions are we doing? So yesterday was 3 point some billion, delivered in 211 milliseconds. So that's cool to know. But then when something does go wrong, what happened? What are you doing to fix it? And again, full transparency, what we learned was customers want to know what the issue was, what is the prognosis, and what are you doing to ensure this doesn't happen again? And those are things that I think, you look at Amazon, they have the same type of service. Those are, I would say, from a mature vendor in the cloud space, these are, they're table stakes now, quite frankly. And I think it's I'd be asking the question, why don't I have that if I was looking at a vendor that didn't have it?